Back in the days when superhero movies were still a twinkle in Hollywood's eye, and gaming companies had to get creative with their source material, comic book characters started making their way into the world of video games. While Marvel and DC Comics were throwing a few of their heroes into the mix courtesy of some American game developers, the real star power for European gamers came from the lesser known but equally quirky British comic book and comic strip characters. We're talking about the likes of Andy Capp, Judge Dredd and Dan Durr. One such legendary figure to grace the Commodore 64 game scene was Nemesis the Warlock, a spacefaring anti-hero with a face only a mother could love, and probably not even her. Nemesis wasn't exactly your typical superhero. He was a menacing figure from the pages of 2000 AD, the British weekly comic anthology that also introduced the world to other iconic characters like Judge Dredd and Dan Durr. In fact, 2000 AD was essentially Britain's answer to a superhero-filled comic universe, but with a lot more grit, bizarre aliens, and questionable fashion choices. Nemesis the Warlock from Martech is the game for fans of 2000 AD who like their intergalactic drama served with a side of dismemberment. For the uninitiated, this is the grudge match between Torquemada, the evil overlord of Termite, and Nemesis the Warlock, who's really not a fan of Torquemada's genocidal hobby of exterminating aliens by the bucket load. Seriously, we get it. Torquemada, aliens are bad. But did you have to kill Nemesis's wife too? So what does Nemesis do in response to his dearly departed wife and the whole extermination thing? He wields a sword that might as well have come from a Dancing with the Stars audition, spits venomous acid like it's on sale, and totes a gun that's ready to blow stuff up and look cool doing it. Basically, he's a one-man warlock army, but with extra flair. The levels are a single platform-filled screen that looks deceptively simple, but they're far from it. Your mission is to wipe out a certain number of Terminators to open a path to the next level, which sounds easy, until you realise the exit is hidden behind layers of platforming trickery. You'll need to challenge your inner acrobats because, yep, sometimes the bodies of fallen foes become your makeshift stepping stones. So you're not just chopping off heads, you're stacking them like a gory game of Jenga. Ammunition is collected and sent in the general direction of the enemy by pressing the fire button. When the supply is exhausted, the fire button activates a head-cleaving sword. And just when you think you've cleared the level, things go south fast. Torquemada's evil influence creeps onto the screen like an unwanted guest, and his sinister face starts to show up at the bottom. Don't get too comfortable, because if you take too long, he'll revive the dead Terminators, not as plain old enemies, oh no, but as scythe-wielding zombies. Zombies, because nothing says you're having a bad day like your fallen foes coming back from the dead to try and slice you into pieces. And just when you think they've been vanquished, their ghostly swords keep coming. It's like they're really committed to making your life miserable. And what is he doing here? That's just disturbing. A panel at the bottom of the screen shows the amount of ammunition remaining, the required number of Terminators to be terminated, and a particularly gruesome depiction of a hand slowly squeezing a heart. This bloody graphic relates to Nemesis's strength, and each time he comes into contact with the Terminator, the hand squeezes a little tighter, eventually wringing all of the Warlock's lifeblood and thereby ending the game. In terms of hack-em-up fun, this game is a deliciously violent romp, with the sheer joy of hacking through enemies in pixelated glory. Watching them fly across the screen in a burst of gore is oddly satisfying, like a high-speed meat grinder with a soundtrack that slaps, thanks to Rob Hubbard. But don't get too distracted by the fun violence because the backgrounds, oh, they're as exciting as a sheet of plain white paper. But who cares? You're having a blast decimating Terminators, zombies, and whatever else Torquemada throws at you. Now, let's be honest, the game doesn't exactly capture the full 2000 AD essence. It's not delving into the deep, existential storytelling that fans of the comics know and love. Instead, it tosses the characters into a hack-and-slash blender, cranks it to 11, and lets you chop your way through. It's fast, fun, and absurdly violent. And honestly, it could be worse. It could have been slain. Now that's a whole different kind of nightmare. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and let us know what you thought of Nemesis the Warlock in the comment section. As always, your support is massively appreciated, and if you're new to the channel and would like to continue with me on this epic journey down memory lane, then do be sure to subscribe. That way you won't miss out on any upcoming videos. But remember, there's tons of videos already up on the channel playlist, all listed by year of release, the publisher name, or the genre of the game, so your favourites are now even easier to find. Stick around, and hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.
I am Commodore. I am your doom. Now, demon, hellspawn, prepare to die!